Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball and college football games, look ahead to tonight's games in each of the sports, and WNBA as well. We'll recap yesterday's second round matches in the U.S. Open, look ahead to today's second round matches. We will look at the gambling odds for the Tour Championship. We'll do my NFL cornerback rankings. We'll go over the latest news and notes and my best bet of the day. All right, we'll start in baseball as we've done each and every day down the stretch of the regular season. We will go over the results and we will look ahead to the games today. Cardinals over the Reds 5-4 in 7 innings. St. Louis 68 and 63. Cincinnati 71 and 63. The two teams tied in the loss column, amazingly enough. Genesis Cabrera to win, made my lead to loss. Giovanni Gallegos to save. Rockies over the Rangers 9-5. The Rockies 61 and 72. Texas 47 and 86. Julius Chastain the win and Joe Barlow the loss. D-backs over the Padres 8-3. D-backs 45 and 90, San Diego 71 and 63. Luke Weaver the win, Yu Darvish the loss. Mariners over the Astros 1-0. Seattle 72 and 62. Houston 78 and 55. Justin Sheffield the win, Jake Odorizzi the loss, and Paul Sewald the save. Reds over the Cardinals 12-2 in doubleheader game 2. Cincinnati 72 and 63. Cardinals 68 and 64. Sonny Gray the win, Jay Happ the loss. Blue Jays over the Orioles 5-4. The Blue Jays 70 and 62. Baltimore 41 and 91. Getting the win, Tim Meza the loss, Dylan Tate the save, Jordan Romano. Yanks over the Angels 4-1. Yankees 77 and 56. LA 66 and 68. Garrett Cole the win. Packy Naughton the loss. Aroldis Chapman the save. Red Sox over the Rays 3-2. Boston 76 and 59. Tampa 84 and 49. Garrett Whitlock the win, Paul Fairbanks the loss, and Adam Ottavino the save. Tigers over the Athletics 8-6. Tigers 63 and 71. Oakland 73 and 60. Joe Jimenez win, AJ Puke the loss, and Gregory Soto the save. Cubs over the Twins 3-0. The Cubs 59 and 75. Minnesota 58 and 75. Justin Shield the win, Joe Ryan the loss, and Adbert Alzolay with the save. Indians over the Royals 5-3 and 11. So best bet did not hit. Cleveland 66 and 64. KC 59 and 73. Blake Parker to win, Irvin Santana the loss, and Trevor Stefan the save. White Sox over the Pirates 6-3. The White Sox 78 and 56. Pittsburgh 48 and 85. Carlos Rodon the win, Max Karinik the loss, and Liam Hendricks the save. Brewers over the Giants 5-2. The Brewers 82 and 52. The Giants 84 and 49. Daniel Norris the win, Dominic Leone the loss, Josh Hader the save. Dodgers over the Braves 4-3. The Dodgers 85 and 45. So Dodgers back in first place for the first time in a long time. They're 85 and 49. Atlanta 70 and 62. Phil Bickford the win, Chris Martin the loss, and Joe Kelly the save. Both Phillies Nationals and Mets Marlins postponed. Phillies Nats is a doubleheader today, and Marlins Mets is going to be September 28th. All right, Thursday, today's games. Not many. 1 o'clock, the Phils and the Nats, so it's not a doubleheader. It's just a regular 9-inning game. That's my mistake. Aaron Nola, Paolo Espino is your pitching matchup for today. And I don't see any betting stuff, but if the total's anything less than 10, I'm taking the over. Because I think I picked the over next by yesterday. A's Tigers, Frankie Montas and Matt Manning. A's minus 188. Detroit plus 158 over under 9 minus 1 each way. Oakland minus 1 half is minus 111. Detroit plus 1 half is minus 108. I'm going to go Oakland run line. I think they bounce back. 345. Brewers Giants. Eric Lauer and Logan Webb. Giants minus 188. Brewers plus 158. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 122. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 142. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 118. I'm going to go over 7.5 and minus 120. 7 o'clock, you have the Red Sox and the Rays, Eduardo Rodriguez and Shane McClanahan. Tampa minus 178. Boston plus 150 over under 8. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Boston plus 1.5 is minus 144. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 120. I'm going to take... over 8 minus 104. Marlins Mets. Zach Thompson and Carlos Carrasco. No lines are up yet, but I'm going to take the Marlins as a dog in this spot. 8 o'clock, the Pirates and the Cubs. Mitch Keller and Keegan Thompson. No lines up for this one either, but I'm definitely going to go with the over if the total is anything less than 9.5. Indians Royals. Tristan McKenzie and Mike Minor. Royals are minus 120. Indians plus 102 over under 7.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Cleveland plus 1.5 is minus 215. Royals minus 1.5 is plus 176. I'm going to go over 7.5 minus 104. That is really, really low. And 8:30 at the Braves and the Rockies. Tuki Toussaint and Chichi Gonzalez. Braves minus 162. Rockies plus 136 over under 12.5 minus 110 each way. And the run lines are minus 110 each way as well. I'm taking the under. That is way too high. Tuki Toussaint's very good and very talented. That's a little disrespectful. Everyone else, the Braves do it by themselves. All right, now I'm going to go over the college football game from last night, and I'm going to do my picks for tonight. So this should be a lot of fun. I love doing the college football segments on the show. And last night, UAB knocked off Jacksonville State 31-0. So, UAB 1-0. Jacksonville State 0-1 on the season. Tyler Johnston 17-21, 320 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Zarek Cooper 17-34 with 88 yards. My pick of the under comes through, and now we will look ahead to the games for tonight. This should be a lot of fun. Alrighty, first one to discuss tonight, 6:30 on the Big Ten Network. Temple, Rutgers. Rutgers is favored by 14.5. The total is 52.5. My projection is Rutgers 6 and 57.9. Podcast play is going to be... this is tough. Temple's not really supposed to be good, but I feel much better about the over, although my differential, my projections have a wider range on Temple. So I'm going to take Temple in the 14.5. Rutgers will win, but I just think it's closer than the experts think, as the wise guy Lee Corso says on College Game Day every day. Next up at 7 o'clock, you have the Citadel and Coastal Carolina. I project Colts to be 47.5, and it's 35.5. I project the total to be 51.5, and it is 57.5. So I'm laying it with Coastal Carolina here. I think that they're going to come out blazing. So give me Coastal Carolina, and the under's not a bad play either, but I'm going to go Coastal Carolina. LIU and FIU. My projection is FIU 34, total 54.15. And it is FIU by 33.5. And the total is 49.5. So I have no choice but to go with the over here for this game. Next up is a dandy on ESPN, Boise State, UCF. I project UCF by 3, and it's 5.5. My projected total is 68.2. Total is 68.5. I have no choice but to go with Boise State. I think UCF wins the game, but I just think Boise State will cover, and it will be a good game. I'm going to say the quarterback comes through late for UCF in what should be a thriller. Western Illinois and Ball State. I project Ball State 58.5. And I don't see that game on my sheet here on FanDuel. Maybe DraftKings has it. But my projected total is 58.5, and my projected total is 56.4. And it's 32.5 according to DraftKings. And the total, 55.5. So I have no choice but to go with Ball State here, minus the points. Next up, Wagner and Buffalo. I project Buffalo by 32.5. And Buffalo's favored by 43.5. My projected total, 45.4. Total's 55.5. So I have a pretty big gap on both the total and the side. But Wagner's supposed to be terrible, so I don't want to take the points for the podcast play. So I'm going to go under and Wagner. So under's going to be the play for the show. 7:30, Wnba State against number 24, Utah. My projection, Utah 8.5, total 52. And it is Utah 30.5, total 49.5. I'm taking Wnba State. They won't win. I think Wnba State is one of the best FCS teams, and they're getting some disrespect here. So I'm going Wnba State plus the points. ACC Network, South Florida, NC State. I project NC State by 21, total 63.05, and it's 19.5. It went up a point. And the total is 58.5, so it went down a point. So over's the play here, not NC State. I was looking at NC State for a while, but it went too close to my number. So I'm going to go over for that pick. ESPNU, East Carolina, and App State. I project App State 21, total 58.85. And it's 9.5. It went down a point again. And the total is 58.5. And then went up 2 points. I'm going to still go with App State. I like it. They're going to be really good. East Carolina, I think, is not far off, but they're just not as good as App State. UC Davis and Tulsa. Tulsa 21.5, total 52.75. And it is Tulsa 23.5. And the total is 49.5. So numbers are pretty close. I'm going to go over in that game as well. A big one, 8 o'clock on Fox. Number 4, Ohio State at Minnesota. I project Ohio State by 9. And it's 13.5. My total is 62.1. And the total is 62.5. I'm going to take Minnesota in the 13.5. Ohio State wins by 10. The bet's a winner. Next up, I have Bowling Green against Tennessee. That's on the SEC Network. I project Tennessee 15, total 54. And it's 35.5. And the total is 60.5. I'm taking Bowling Green. But I also like the under. I think Tennessee is one of the more overrated programs in college football. Not saying Bowling Green's going to win, because I think Bowling Green's a shit show. But I do think that the game will be close. Tennessee Martin and Western Kentucky. I project Western Kentucky by 20.5, total 46.6. And it is 22 and 57.5. I love the under. Under's a no-brainer here. Next up, Houston Baptist and New Mexico. I project New Mexico 42.5, total 68.65. That's New Mexico 24.5, total 65.5. I love New Mexico. And I think that's one of the only times I'm going to have to say that all year. 10 o'clock, you have Eastern Washington and UNLV. I have, believe it or not, guys, I have UNLV as a dog by 5.5. And the total is 58. My projected total is 59.95. And it is UNLV by 2.5. Total 67. I'm taking Eastern Washington to win outright. And I'm going to take that for my podcast play. And I'm going to take the money line at plus 120. And I also like the under. And last but not least, Southern Utah, Arizona State on the Pac-12 network at 10:30. I project Arizona State by 53.5, total 61.2. Arizona State's 25th in the country. I'm going to take, I might lay the points. It's 45 and 55. So I'm going to take Arizona State to cover that monstrous number against Southern Utah. Now I'm going to look ahead to tonight's WNBA slate. After a night off yesterday in the association. 8 o'clock on Facebook, The Dream and the Wings. NBA TV, The Sparks and the Link. 10 o'clock NBA TV, The Sky and the Aces. And 10 o'clock on Prime Video, you have The Liberty and The Storm. No games tomorrow, but we'll have games on the weekend. Dallas is favored by 6.5 over the Wings. Over the Dream. I'll take Atlanta. Minnesota's favored by 8 over LA. I'd take the Sparks. Vegas is 7 over the Sky. I'll take Chicago. And the Storm are favored by 11.5 over the Liberty. That's a big number, but I'm going to lay with Seattle because the Liberty have just been terrible of late. All right, now I'm going to get into tennis. We will go over the results from the second round of the U.S. Open from yesterday, and we will look ahead to today. So results from yesterday, men's side. 3-seeded Stefanos Tsitsipas over Adrian Marino in 4. 11-seed Diego Schwartzman over Kevin Anderson in 3. Francis Tiafoe over Guido Pio in 3. 18-seed Batista Agut over Emil Ruusuvuori in 3. 12-seeded Felix Auger-Aliassime over Bernave Zapata Morales in 3. 2-seeded Daniil Medvedev over Dominic Kofer in 3. Botic van de Zandschulp upsets 8-seeded Casper Ruud in 4. 24-seeded Dan Evans over Marcus Giron in 4. Peter Jozowick over Dusan Lazovic in 5. Alex Molcan over Brandon Nakashima in 5. Pablo Andujar over Philip Kohlschreiber in 3. Facundo Bagnis over Marco Tundreletti in 4. Henry Laxonen upsets 16-seeded Christian Garin in 4. 5-seeded Andre Rublev over Pedro Martinez in 4. Alexei Popyrin upsets 15-seeded Grigor Dimitrov in 3 in a walkover. And Carlos Alcaraz Garcia over Arthur Rinderknech in 4. Right now, look ahead to today's second round matches. 12 o'clock, you have Lorenzo Musetti and 22-seeded Riley Opelka. We're going to go Opelka in 4. 4-seeded Alexander Zverev and Albert Ramos Vinolas. We're going to have Zverev in 3. 115, Corentin Motet and 16-seeded Matteo Berrettini. We'll go Berrettini in 3. Maxime Cressy and Nicolas Basilashvili. We're going to go Basilashvili in 4. 21-seeded Aslan Karastev and Jordan Thompson. We'll go Karastev in 4. Denis Kudla and Oscar Ott. We'll go Kudla in 3. 10-seeded Hubert Hurkacz and Andreas Seppi. We're going to go Hurkacz in 5. Vasek Pasapil and Ilya Ivashka. We're going to go Papisal in 4. Lloyd Harris and Ernesto Esquibo. We're going to go Harris in 4. 17-seeded Gail Monfils and Steve Johnson at 2:30. We're going to go Monfils in 4. 3:15, Jack Sock and 31-seeded Alexander Bublik. We'll go Bublik in 4. Kei Nishioka and Mackenzie McDonald. We'll go Nishioka in 4. Zachary Svajda and 13-seeded Janik Skinner. We're going to go Skinner in 3. 5:30, Jensen Brooksby and Taylor Fritz. We'll go Fritz in 5. 7 o'clock, 1-seeded Novak Djokovic and Talon Greek Sport. We're going to go Djokovic in 3. And 8:15, Roberto Carrelbas Baena and 7-seeded Denis Shapovalov. We're going to go Shapovalov in 4. All right, now we'll do women's side. We'll go over yesterday's results and look ahead to today. Solane Stevens over 21-seeded Coco Gauff in 2. 8-seeded Barbora Krejcikova over Christine McHale in 2. Kamila Rakimova upsets Ekaterina Alexandrova, your 32 seed, in 2. 19-seeded Elena Ribenko over Caroline Garcia in 2. 2 seed Arena Sablenka over Tamara Zincik in 2. 26 seed Danielle Collins over Katja Juvan in 2. 18 seed Victoria Azarenka over Jasmine Paolini in 2. 25 seed Daria Kasatkina over Marketa Vondrasova in 3. 12 seeded Simone Halep over Kristina Kukova in 2. Naomi Osaka over Olga Dowdlevic in a walkover. Leila Annie Fernandez over Kaya Kanepi in 2. 5 seed Alina Silvaltini over Rebecca Masarova in 2. 15 seed Elise Mertens over Valentini Grabatsky-Kapolu in 2. 20 seeded Alex Jabor over Maria Osorio Serrano in 2. And 9 seeded Gabrine Magruska over Andrea Petrovic in 2. Right now, look ahead to today's second round. At 12 o'clock, you have Katerina Siniakova and Maria Sakkari. We're going to go with your 17 Sakkari in 2. Zhang Sui and Emma Raducanu. We're going to go Zhang in 3. 28 seeded Annette Kontaveit and Jill Teekman. We're going to go Kontaveit in 3. Sarah Sabriz Tormo and Hasi Sui. We're going to go with Tormo in 3. Fiona Ferro and 7-seeded Iga Swiatek. We're going to go Swiatek in 2. Anna Carolina Shimladova and Anastasia Pavlyuchkova. We're going to go Pavlyuchkova in 3. 11-seeded Belinda Bencic and Martina Trevisan. We're going to go Bencic in 2. 24-seeded Paula Badosa and Varvara Gracheva. We're going to go Badosa in 2. 1 seed Ashley Barty and Clara Tosser. We're going to go Barty in 2. 115 Greet Minin and Ludmila Samsonova. We're going to go Minin in 3. 10 seeded Petra Kvitova and Kristina Pliskova. We're going to go Kvitova in 3. 2 o'clock Miss Guy Doi and 23 seed Jessica Pegula. We're going to go Pegula in 2. 3:15 16 seed Angelique Kerber and Anila Kanila. We're going to go Kerber in 2. Shelby Rogers and Serena Seresta. We're going to go Rogers in 2. 5:15 Alja Tomčević and 30 seed Petra Martic. We're going to go Martic in 3. 7 o'clock Lauren Davis and 6 seed Bianca Andreescu. We're going Andreescu in 3. And 9 o'clock you have 4 seed Carolina Pliskova and Amanda Anisimova. We're going to go Pliskova in 2. All right, now we're going to go over the betting odds for the Tour Championship very quickly. I gave out my pick yesterday, but I just want to go over the odds. John Rahm's plus 380, and so is Patrick Haley. They're co-favorites. Bryson DeChambeau 5-1, Tony Finau plus 650. Justin Thomas 16-1, 22-1. Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, Cam Smith 26-1. Xander Schauffele, Jordan Spieth 31-1. Abraham Ancer 37-1. Sam Bird, Harry English, Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland 45-1. Louis Olsen 50-1. Sanjay M. Brooks Koepka 80-1. Scotty Scheffler 100-1. Jason Kokrak 120-1. Hideki Matsuyama 1, as well as Daniel Berger, Corey Connors 160-1. Joaquin Niemann, Kevin Na, Sergio Garcia 190-1. Eric Van Rooyen 210-1. Patrick Reed 280-1. Billy Horschel and 420-1 Stuart Singh. All right, very quickly, I'm going to do my NFL cornerback rankings. It's a big list, 60-something deep, because there's some teams that do the 3 backs, including the nickel back. So, big list, 77 players. Without further ado, here we go. 77, Nate Hobbs, Raiders. 76, Ambry Thomas, 49ers. 75, Trey Herndon, Jaguars. 74, Kindle Vildor, Bears. 73, Avante Maddox, Eagles. 72, Chris Claybrooks, Jaguars. 71, Robert Alford, Cardinals. 70, Fabian Moro, Falcons. 69, Greedy Williams, Browns. 68, Justin Coleman, Dolphins. 67, Blasson, Austin, Jets. 66, Terrence Mitchell, Texans. 65, Jordan Lewis, Cowboys. 64, Teron Johnson, Bills. 63, Bryce Hall, Jets. 62, Michael Davis, Chargers. 61, Trayvon Mullen, Raiders. 60, Jalen Johnson, Bears. 59, Travarius Ward, Chiefs. 58, Anthony Brown, Cowboys. 57, Amani Aurora, Lions. 56, Ken Crawley, Saints. 55, Bashad Breeland, Vikings. 54, Jalen Mills, Patriots. 53, Sean Murphy Bunting, Buccaneers. 52, Mike Hughes, Chiefs. 51, Kristen Fulton, Titans. 50, Trayvon Diggs, Cowboys. 49, AJ Terrell, Falcons. 48, Byron Murphy, Cardinals. 47, JC Horn, Panthers. 46, Cam Sutton, Steelers. 45, Jeff Okuda, Lions. 44, Shaq Griffin, Jaguars. 43, Dante Jackson, Panthers. 42, Akello Witherspoon, Seahawks. 41, Levi Wallace, Bills. 40, Javelin Guidry, Jets. 39, TJ Carey, Colts. 38, Kwan Williams, 49ers. 37, Trey Waynes, Bengals. 36, Kevin King, Packers. 35, Steven Nelson, Eagles. 34, L'Jarius Sneed, Chiefs. 33, J.C. Jackson, Patriots. 32, G.J. Reed, Seahawks. 31, Chidobe Azawui, Bengals. 30, Carlton Davis, Buccaneers. 29, Kendall Fuller, football team. 28, William Jackson, the third football team. 27, Kyle Fuller, Broncos. 26, Mike Hilton, Bengals. 25, Joe Hayden, Steelers. 24, Desmond King, the second, Texans. 23, Darius Slay, Eagles. 22, Jason Verrett, 49ers. 21, Janoris Jenkins, Titans. 20, Ronald Darby, Broncos. 19, Kenny Moore, the second, Colts. 18, Darius Williams, Rams. 17, Byron Jones, Dolphins. 16, Richard Sherman, free agent, because he doesn't have a team yet. 15, Xavier Rhodes, Colts. 14, Marcus Peters, Ravens. 13, Adoree Jackson, Giants. 12, Denzel Ward, Browns. 11, James Bradbury, Giants. 10, Jair Alexander, Packers. 9, Marshawn Lattimore, Saints. 8, Patrick Peterson, Vikings. 7, Chris Harris Jr., Chargers. 6, Marlon Humphrey, Ravens. 5, Trey White, Bills. 4, Casey Hayward Jr., Raiders. 3, Xavier Howard, Dolphins. 2, Stephon Gilmore, Patriots. Number 1, Jalen Ramsey, Los Angeles Rams. The second time a Ram has appeared number 1 on a position player list, with the other being Aaron Donald. I think that's an easy one, but numbers 2 through even 8 you could make a case any order of. Lattimore and Jair Alexander, to me, are positive and negative regression candidates. Bradbury, career year last year, he might take a step back. Denzel Ward is a player that could take a step up. So I think this is a respectable, even down the top 17 on this list. So there you have it, 2021 NFL preseason edition of the Cornerback Rankings. All right, now I'm going to do my news and notes for the day. Hurricane Ida is the big story, especially in the tri-state area. New York City death toll at 8, with most fatalities in Queens. Both Kathy Hochul of New York and Phil Murphy of New Jersey called for state of emergencies. And de Blasio shut down the city as well. So thoughts and prayers to everybody here in the tri-state area as everyone recovers from the second hurricane/tropical storm in less than 2 weeks, with the other one being Henri. Nationals Vice President Bob Boone resigns after refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccine despite team's policy. I wonder how much we're going to be seeing of this in Major League Baseball. So that's a trend, or possible trend, I should say, to look out for. Mets acting general manager Zach Scott arrested for allegedly driving drunk Tuesday following event at Steve Cohen's house. Oof. Like, I feel like this stuff always happens to the Mets, doesn't it? Like, of course everybody's just like, typical Mets. But yeah, Zach Scott made a mistake and got to pay for it. Anthony Edwards grew 2 inches. So that's pretty interesting. So Joel Embiid came out and ripped the Ben Simmons report after he and Ben Simmons have rift in their relationship. And the Kings are out of the Ben Simmons sweepstakes, barring a drastic change in Philly's asking price. The Kings will not land Ben Simmons. So, interesting. The Kings are not falling for the overpay here. Clint Capella gets an extension, 2 years, $46 million. Well-deserved, fantastic year last year for Atlanta. Kenta Maeda has Tommy John surgery. Recovery time 9 to 12 months. That's a big loss for the Twins. Not just for the rest of this year, but next year too. And he's been decent for them. NBA has a rule for unvaxxed players, which in home markets that require vaccinations to enter arenas will need exemptions to play. So there you have it for the unvaxxed player rule. Irv Smith Jr. likely out for the season after undergoing surgery to repair his meniscus this morning. So good thing they made that trade for Chris Herndon. So I guess they knew that. Tyrann Mathieu has been placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. So that's not good for the Chiefs. Hopefully he'll be back for week 1. The Colts put T.Y. Hilton on IR and will miss at least 3 games with the neck surgery. Packers and Saints to play in Jacksonville as New Orleans recovers from Hurricane Ida. I thought for sure this game would be played in Dallas, but good on Jacksonville for giving them the stadium. And plus the Jaguars are at Houston this week, or in week 1, I should say, next weekend. So good for Jacksonville. Very nice of the Jaguars and that organization in that city to do that for the Packers and the Saints. No Jaguars cut due to the vax status as the team releases a statement after Urban Meyer made comments about vaccine status factoring into roster cuts. The Broncos are cutting Royce Freeman, the third-round running back from 2018. Joe Hayden to become a free agent in 2022 as the Steelers' corner decides to play out the contract after approaching team about an extension. And last one, something fun. Eli Manning, Justin Tuck, and Jesse Armstead surprised Michael Strahan on Good Morning America with the news of his jersey retirement. That is a big moment for Michael Strahan. And obviously, we talked on yesterday's show how 92 will be in the Raptors or in the Ring of Honor. And obviously now he's the GMA host, and it's cool to see that Eli and company went on TV and surprised him with that news. All right, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There's a couple of them that I was looking at. And there was one that I liked a lot, but it went up, which was KC and the Royals, or the Indians. But now I want to look into college football a little bit. But I really don't know where to go. But I guess I'll go to baseball. And I like over 7.5 in Red Sox Rays. I think that's pretty low. Shane McClanahan's been decent. I think that one of these two bullpens can potentially implode tonight. So give me over 7.5, laying a unit between the Red Sox and the Rays. All right, so there you have it for the show. We'll be back tomorrow. Big time Friday show. College football week 1 picks. We're going to do baseball, WNBA, golf, NASCAR, tennis, safety rankings, news and notes, and my best bet. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.